deepest episode because it's gonna be where we import clothes, import new hair, alongside changing like the textures of hair, clothes. If it comes with it, that's nice, but we're mainly gonna focus on changing the textures of your skin because that's how you add makeup, that's how you add tans, if you buy assets for that. So first of all, for that, you need to add and install a new program. So you can either use Photoshop, or if you don't have the money to spend on Adobe Photoshop, I highly recommend you use Krita, which is what I use myself. That's because you'll need to merge the layers, add them on top of each other, yeah, all that stuff. This will be later down in the video. I should also add a chapter for that. For this one specifically, we're gonna start with the clothing. And as you may notice down here, I've imported the clothes, and you may notice sometimes that you have these errors. This can be due to many things. First of all, what I would try is to import Payomi if you don't have that imported, or Lil Tune if you don't have that imported, but then this Avi wouldn't work at all. So if it still doesn't fix that, some clothing actually come with separate material and texture zip files. So what I would do is also import the texture file, the texture unity package, and see if that fixes it. If it doesn't fix it, that may be due to the fact that you imported the FBX first. But what I would do then is later down the video, I will show you how I fix this. So first of all, since we're adding new clothing, what I would do is first and foremost remove the old hair, and then let's add the new hair first, which is line lover bob hair. And then some of these you may notice are full sets, so you want to look for the avatar you have. So in this case, Rurune. Wait, is this a tail? Anyway, this is gonna be the hair. You drag it on top of your avatar. So this is now the hair is added. So what I would check first is to see if this avatar's hair is linked. So just for safety's measure, I would just directly add the link. If you have VRC Fury armature link, just straight up add it. It will merge it with your hip bone, syncs up the hair to your head and all that stuff. There may be some issues later down the line of certain exceptions, like with nails. I've noticed can have some problems with this if they're standalone nails, but it should be okay. So this is your hair now added. Next is the clothes. So what I would be careful with actually is removing your shoes unless you are 100% sure you already have the shoes you want. Because a lot of the times I've noticed myself is that I delete the boots or the shoes and just end up without going sockless or anything like that. So first and foremost, I would find and remove all the accessories, all the tops, like the jacket here would also be removed, and just delete them. Well, I would be careful with deleting. Maybe first and foremost you should just toggle them off to see if that's what you wanted. In which case, for me, yes. And then I would delete them. Delete the ones that I've toggled off and proceed to the next step. Oh yeah, you might notice here that there's no bra. Sometimes if you have underwear, you can go into here, you'll open up this tab, go open up blend shapes, and then you'll see something like bra off, turn this to 0, and then you'll add it. So next step is to add the clothes. So you may notice, as I said earlier, that there's some errors popping up. So what I would do is to see if the materials for Rurune have any issues, and they don't. So what you have to do in this case is you have to go here, and then you have to look through the materials. Well, first and foremost, what I would do is look through the textures actually and see which clothing color I would want. In this case, let's go with purple. And we go back to materials and then the avatar you have, and then we select Rune purple. And then we just drag it on top of here, materials. Oh wait, you need to open this and then drag it here, materials. And that will slowly and surely repeat it through all of these steps. Element 0, shoes. And I've also noticed now that this comes with shoes, so what I would also do is delete the shoes that comes default with Rune, alongside likely the knee socks, since this comes with stockings as well. So now that this has been done, we should also look through and see if there's any issues with clipping. This looks good to me. So the next step would be just the same as in normal. Armature link and blend shape link, which now what you have to do here is actually add the parts into the blend shapes. So here you have to look through it. This has two named body. So some booth avies will actually have two parts named body. One is the head and one is the proper body. What I would do is then look through and select which one. This one seems to be body B, meaning that on blend shape link you would select write body underscore B as your base. And then after that, you would just drag each and every one of these down here into the blend shape link, and then it will automatically link with your body. That means, as an example, if during certain avatars, right, they will have changes to their size, meaning then that the clothing will actually change based on the size. We will also go down the line of certain exceptions to that, as in like when the blend shapes have different names from the clothes, which which you might have to link together with the other one. If it works differently, then you might have to go into Blender, and I will make a future video on that, more than likely. But in this case, I would see if the blend shapes have the same name. So here it says breast big, breast small on the actual blend shapes on the clothes. Then I go into the body, and then I see that they have the same names here. Meaning, yeah, they're fit for each other. After that, now that we've gone through clothes and hair, let's go through the textures. So I'm gonna add the hair, not the hair, the makeup. So this avatar, my friend wanted to have tan. So what I would do is open up the folder for the original Rune. You go into the advanced, and then you find the texture file. So you first and foremost want to find the body, actually, the body texture. And I'm trying to find it as well. Oh, it's in materials and then texture. So I would open up the body file. First and foremost, I would open it in Krita, actually. Body, open with, and then Krita. Or in my case, I can just drag it here, and then once you've done that, you also want to go into the tan, let's say the tan. I just copy this, insert this new layer, drag it in here, and then more in 99% of cases, you just need to press Ctrl S, press OK. Once that's done, you will see here that the body changes. So next step would be the face. So in this case, you go down back here into your textures, you open up the face, this case it would be normal, and then they want the type 1. So this is going to be for the eye color. If you want heterochromia, they come with some of them. But in this case, well, I'll also teach you how to add it by yourself using the normal Krita. So what I would also go down here is, again, open up the face, show an explorer, and then open with Krita. Now that there's a new Krita page that's been opened, I would go back here and drag the eye color you want, in which case I would go purple. And then, oh wait, this is not scaled properly to the thing. Meaning I would actually have to stretch it, I think. Yeah, sometimes you may notice this. Is that some of the textures are not properly scaled. So in this case, what I actually suspect it does is you're supposed to replace the face texture with the current texture, with the current textures. So in this case, let's say this, I drag it here. I delete the old face texture. And then I just call this face. And what I suspect would happen is I would probably have to select it in the face material. Where is it? Face, body. There, and then in this case, main color, texture. Yeah, this may happen sometimes. So you just go find the material again for the body specifically. Materials, body, select. And then I would lock this in this case because I'm going to open up a new folder just to prevent that thing from happening again. And then drag this on top of main color alpha. And yeah, so that's what you're supposed to do is to make that the new main color alpha. So I was going to teach how to add heterochromia anyway. So what I would do is open this up in Krita. Purple. And then I would also say, this is blue actually. And then I would also open up purple and drag it into the new, as a new layer. You may notice that they overlay on top of each other. What I would do then is to, well, first of all, foremost, enable them, and then erase the parts of the eye that you want to be one color versus the other. So in this case, this would be blue and purple. This is actually a really bad example to show because blue and purple to me look really similar. So yeah, that's the step. Make sure to just erase them. And if there's any issues, go ahead and ask in the comments. I will answer. So once that's done, you just do the normal and press Ctrl S, press OK. And then what you can do is actually save it here. And then you drag it down here. And then you can drag the new one into main color alpha. So you never really needed to delete the original face, you just needed to change it. So that's how you add and change the textures. You add the yeah. So one thing actually, as a consequence that we've deleted all of the clothes, all of the hair, some avies will come with options when it comes to like their clothing. What I would recommend is you delete the old stuff on the menus and the parameters. So what I would go here is look at the parameters and see, as an example, where all of the stuff is. And for some, you can compare the expressions menu, and they come already with certain with, say, a version that comes with a clothes like this one. What I would do then is to just compare them like compare exactly which parts have what. And if not, usually an avatar like Manuka will come with pretty straightforward names like underwear, clothes, etc., and just delete the parameters made for that. But in this case, I could just import the Kaihen parameters, which are the ones without clothing, also known as dress up. So in this case, what I would do is, well, just straight up drag them. But in this, just to show as an example, I don't see object 1. Actually, I do see object 1 on both. But I would say look for anything clothing related then, and then just delete them. Like here, let's say hypothetically, this is, yeah, it's socks, boots, I see them now. I would delete them, select them, press this. You have to do it manually each for one, because I don't think you can select multiple to delete. Yeah, and you can't. And then you just manually remove each one of those parameters. Once that's done, what I would do is, once I've deleted all of this, what I would also do is to go into the menu, and I would delete all of the related stuff. In this case, it seems to be closet mainly, so I would delete that. So yeah, that's gonna be removing the hair and stuff from the menu on the end game. What I would do next as well, just for a short tutorial, since we've already added clothing, I would also install GoGoLoco. And for that, I would go just look up GoGoLoco, find the prefab. This seems to, I would just go into the Gumroad since this is where I usually find it. And select this, and then buy it. In this case, then once you've downloaded GoGoLoco, you will have to import it. And once that's done, since you have two methods, there's a modular avatar, the VRC Fury. I recommend the VRC Fury simply because that's my experience with it mainly. I haven't had any issues. I cannot say the same about modular avatar because I haven't tried it. But your mileage might vary. If you prefer to only have one, then yeah, go for the one you already have. Alright, so once you've got your GoGoLoco, you want to open up the zip file and then go here. Find the GoGoLoco Unity package. You don't need to extract it, but I did it just for simplicity's sake. Extract it, drag it here. Press import as normal. And then you will have a new folder called GoGo. You go into GoGoLoco. You press prefabs. So there's, and then you select the one. But first and foremost, there's two versions. There's VRC Beyond and not VRC Beyond, GoGoLoco Beyond and GoGoLoco All. GoGoLoco Beyond includes fly, it includes chairs, includes all of those stuff. So what I would do normally is to just use Beyond, and then you just drag it on top of your avatar. So what I would also recommend, by the way, is to create a new, just create empty. Just a few of these. And just, for organization, call them something like clothes, hair, and utilities as an example, because this will make more sense later on. And just drag all of the relevant things into here. Simply because of organization, but for a lot of people, they'll also add a lot of toggles with like clothing. Oh, speaking of which, if you want to have multiple clothes, what you would want to do is to then add this as a toggle. And just add action, object toggle, and then you drag the prefab onto here. And then menu path, I would select the menu folder, and then either create one, like say clothes / same holic, and then if you want to make it the default, you just select default on. If you want to make sure you always have clothing, this is exclusive off state. And also something important, so that you don't have like multiple clothes on at the same time, as in like multiple different clothes, I would enable exclusive tags and then create this called clothes. This will make it so that if you have another clothing with the same exclusive tag, it will turn the other one off and enable the one you want to be on. So the same step with the hair, I would add it as a toggle. But in this case, since my friend only wants one kind of hair and clothing, I don't really need to do that. We'll go back into toggle later on because it will actually help us with quest compatibility, since certain shaders like blushes will become boxes. But this is it for now. And next episode will be about quest compatibility, actually.